Welcome to Explified. The news has been overflowing with the relentlessly raging fires in what has always been referred to as the lungs of the earth, the sprawling rainforests of the Amazon in Brazil. Swathes of the rainforest has been burning at an alarming rate for the past fortnight. So far this year, a record 73,000 fires have been reported in the region by the Instituto Nacional de Pesquisas Especiais, that is INPE, Brazil's Space Research Center. And the Brazil administration has finally declared a state of emergency over the exponential increase by over 83% in the number of these forest fires. The extent of the fire manifested itself in a macabre fashion when the skies of Sao Paulo blackened due to smoke drifting from the fires 2,700 kilometers away. Several politicians and environmentalists all around the globe have condemned and directly linked Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro's anti-environment policies as a probable cause for these fires. The initial lack of proper media coverage and the dismal tendency of the internet to blow things out of proportion has only exacerbated the spread of misinformation regarding the issue. In this video, we explore the causes of this dangerous debacle and identify some ways in which we can help. What caused the fires? According to Brazilian journalist Cílio Bucanera, some natural fires in July-August, Brazil's driest spell in the year, are to be expected and is a natural occurrence. However, many of these fires ravaging the rainforests are believed to have been started by destructive human action. President Bolsonaro's policies are believed to have played a major role in prompting these fires and the destruction of an essential carbon sink. Some of those notably include legalizing multiple of conflagrations to follow the scorched earth policy, where acres of natural forests are cleared to make way for agriculture, mining, and property speculation. His pro-deforestation stance and repeated government inaction in stopping smaller groups of people who earn their livelihoods from agricultural activities indulge in clearing of these rainforests for personal benefit. These policies have been condemned internationally by several world presidents and environmental activists ever since their inception. Bolsonaro has steered clear of these accusations by going on record to say that the fires were solely started by several non-governmental organizations to protect against recent funding cuts. However, his administration has failed to provide any evidence regarding the same and then later on publicly refused accountability for these charges. Christian Pirer, program director of the non-profit Amazon Watch, also argues that it has been a mix of natural factors, along with the local feeling comfortable enough to do it, set fires to the rainforests for personal profit because the government has not made any effort to prevent it. What does this imply for global climate change? In a Thursday release, Greenpeace said that forest fires are climate change set in motion, a vicious circle. As the number of fires increase, so do the greenhouse gas emissions. This caused the planet's overall temperature to rise, resulting in global warming and extreme weather events like droughts. In addition to this, the continuing fires and greenhouse gas emissions also directly affect the rainfall pattern in the region, thereby extending the length of the drought and creating further adverse impacts on biodiversity and the ecosystem as a whole. This should be a cause for global concern because the effects of the damage to the Amazon extend far beyond just Brazil and her neighbors. With the forest accounting for as high as 20% of the Earth's oxygen and 10% of known flora and fauna, the non-existence of the rainforests would have eventual impacts on everything around the world, from agricultural land to drinking water. The smoke is so dense that it is visible from outer space, and NASA has been tweeting images of it throughout the past week. Every minute, Amazon has been losing forested area the size of a football field. How has the world reacted? Many politicians all over the world have severely condemned Bolsonaro's flippant take on environmental conservation and his reported indifference towards the fires, with some administrations even halting diplomatic and business relations with Brazil until necessary countermeasures are adopted. French President Emmanuel Macron has vowed to make this a pressing issue at the upcoming G7 summit and has received backing from German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio and Cristiano Ronaldo have also vocally come out in support via social media posts to garner popular attention. From the sphere of the commoners, mass scale protests and demonstrations are also being seen all around the world. The hashtag Pray for Amazonas has gathered popular support around these movements and stresses on the need for swift action. What is the situation now? The fires are still raging unabated, mainly because of the delays in providing artificial countermeasures due to the reported inefficiency of the Brazilian administration. There were, however, reports of scattered rainfall and thunderstorms on Thursday. While these provisions from Mother Nature have alleviated the fires, it is unlikely that they will be put out unless there is sustained heavy rainfall, which is a very weak possibility in Brazil at this time of the year. What can we do to help? Here are some ways that everybody around the world can contribute towards this issue. Monetary donations. There are several environmental organizations who could really use our financial backing right now. Rainforest Trust, who has saved 23 million acres of land since 1988, aids in buying land in the rainforest and then taking responsibility in preserving it in its natural state. Amazon Watch is an organization that protects the rainforest, defends indigenous rights, and works to address climate change. One Tree Planted, which works to reduce deforestation around the world. Increasing general awareness. This can be done by signing petitions like Greenpeace's to make our collective voice heard. A Change.org petition to mobilize a proper investigation into the cause of the fires has already accumulated over 3 million signatures. Adopting preventive measures. Cutting down on paper and wood consumption and using products which are rainforest safe helps the Amazon in the long run. Another method is to reduce worldwide beef intake because the beef present in processed products and fast food burgers is often linked to deforestation. The Amazonian fires shouldn't be just a localized issue. There is no other forest whose destruction will have such devastating impacts on the global ecosystem. The Brazilian administration, the indigenous tribes of Brazil, the ones who depend on the forests for their livelihood, should be concerned and making visible efforts towards bringing this under control. But so should we.